Hi everyone, this is JJ Johannes and Tim Sherbring with IAHomes, and we're coming to you on Facebook Live. Hope everyone had a happy new year, and we thought we'd kick off 2019 by talking about some common misconceptions that we heard about IAHomes in 2018. And so today we're going to talk about when people think that we only offer for sale by owner services or we only offer realtor services. And so let's start right into it. Let's talk about the for sale by owner services. Why do you think, or what's a common reason that people have that conception about or misconception about why we only offer those services?
Well, a lot of it begins with how we started IAHomes. We started as a buy owner company. That's all we used to do was for sale by owner. And for 15 years, we probably now have done over 10,000 properties. And so when you continue to do buy owner for that amount of time, and now you want to add some services, people still look at us as the buy owner company that can help you sell it on your own. So as we started doing that, we started hearing conversations among people selling their house, like it would be cool if you could help me purchase a home, or if it's not working on the buy owner side, what are some things we can do to take the next step? And so we looked at getting some real estate agents on board, adding options, adding the ability to not really force people down paths that may not fit them, but actually try to present options for people to take depending on their situation, whether that's the house, whether that's financially, whether, people are selling real estate for multiple reasons.
Yeah, and so, we've been doing this for 15 years, coming up on our 16th year, actually.
Yep.
We started in 2003. And so for the first 8 years, the only option that we had to help someone in real estate was to help them market and sell their home for sale by owner. And so a lot of people, if they're coming back into the market again, or they're doing something else, or they're referred to by someone who used us in the past, they're not really familiar with the fact that we have real estate agents on our team. We have 10 real estate agents, a part of IAHomes, and realize that there's other services that we offer. And so lots of times I feel like that's a misconception. Sometimes when people come in is they feel like, well, you guys are the buy owner guys. That's all you guys offer is just buy owner services. And then usually when we start to talk to them, and particularly when you're talking to them, when they're starting to think about buy owner, I guess the light goes on and they realize that there's other options that we provide.
Yeah. We try to make it more transparent. So, it's not always the best route to do the for sale by owner path. And so we want to make sure, the pros and the cons to that way of what it's going to cost, what is going to be, determined by the actual seller themselves, the property, the market. There's just so many factors when it comes to selling a house that people really need to consider versus, hey, you sold my sister's house or you sold their neighbor's house, and they're expecting the exact same results due to that situation. Well, it can be a completely different market, different amount of inventory, interest rates are different, their situation is different. So when you only have one option to present to people, that's not always the best case when it comes to real estate, because there's just so many varieties. So we really took a step back, looked at our model and said, hey, if we can present more options, that may allow more people come to IAHomes and allow us to assist them in the buying and the selling process of any real estate, to be honest.
Yeah, one of the things that we saw over the years before we were licensed, in that first 8 years, one of the things that we would hear is, can you guys help us buy the next property? Can you guys help us get the property on the MLS and list it because we want that additional exposure? And the answer was always no, we can't. And part of the reason that they like coming to us is they liked our approach, not being, pushy salesmen, just trying to help them understand the options and what the market was like. And so that was also what led us to getting our license and having real estate agents, was listening to what our clients wanted and what they saw as additional option or their next step, depending if their situation changed.
Yeah. Really, like any industry, there are niches or, where different people fit into different categories. And when we only had the one option, we were basically only telling one side of the story. Now that we have the real estate side, we're going to listen to more to the client as to what their wants, their needs are. this is where we're starting at today. This is my situation, and this is where I need to get to, and this is, where I want to end up. Okay, here are some different paths. Here's some different situations that we've seen, or we can start to tell experiences of by owner and realtor, and and allowing the client to make that decision versus us saying, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that. I mean, to us, it was more about let's listen to what people say. Let's try to create options for them to solve their problems or get them to a situation, that they want to get to. So with the buy owner side of things, we still, we do currently do a lot of for sale by owner ones. So it's still out there. So some people still have a hard time grasping, the options, but with that option there and the MLS options, we're really going to take a neutral part in allowing our agents to speak or allowing our clients to speak, and then allowing the buy owner people or the agents to have a place in helping our clients.
Yeah, and along those lines, switching gears, then we'll also have people who feel like all we offer is realtor services, like real estate agent options. And, part of that comes from we've actually been offering real estate services for 7 years. We started at the beginning of 2012 offering those options out there. And so there's also this feeling by some people that that's all we offer because that's how they experienced us in the past, or that's how maybe someone referred to them to us. Because now with 10 agents and over 7 years, we're approaching getting close to probably almost 1,000 clients that we've helped through either buying or selling. And so that's becomes somewhat of a misconception as well, is that we only offer those services.
Yeah, it's not just clients or the general population. It's lenders, it's inspectors, it's appraisers. I mean, just people in the industry. When you hear somebody that sells only pizza, and then they add to their levels of service at the restaurant, it takes a little while to get that out there. So we understood going into this, it was going to be a slow process. But, we just feel with social media now that we can get out in front of people. So anytime people have questions, they can call in, they can reach out to via Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, they can call the office, text us. We're open for communication. Again, all we're going to do is listen to your story, try to put you in the best situation that we think is best for you. And we understand we cannot do every single home. I mean, it's physically impossible. There's over 6,000 properties that get listed in the Cedar Rapids MLS. So when you're looking at that high of volume, we're just trying to find a place that, people that want a choice or want some options, they can contact us and get a neutral vantage point of the whole process of selling the house from A to Z.
Yeah, and you hit on a point there that it is really common that we see, that we feel like when people come to us or contact us about it is because, we offer what I would call 4 different services as a real estate company. We can help people buy a home. We can help them full service list their home. We can offer flat fee, sometimes called limited or discount, services for listing. And then we can help them FSBO, where most real estate companies are going to offer 2 of those, buying in either full service or limited. And then if it's a for sale by owner company, they're typically only going to be able to help them on the for sale by owner side. And so I'm sure you see this, but when people call in and contact us, one of the things that maybe they feel is helpful or less stressful is that we can talk to them about all 4 options. We can talk about the 3 different listing options and talk to them about the pros and cons, versus worrying about trying to fit, the square peg in the round hole.
Yeah, and that is, there's pros to that and there's cons to that. Due to the options, there can be some confusion as to what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. So, if you have that perspective and you quite don't understand what's all going on, I mean, literally just give us a call. We'll help you get a better understanding of it, because we're not going to try to push you one way or the other. It's more or less educating you as to the buy owner process, our real estate agents and what they can do to assist you, and then also our buying side of it, where we can actually help you on the purchase of your next home, because that can be a process as well. So I think sometimes IAHomes gets labeled as just a listing company, and then when they get in contact with us, they're like, oh, I didn't realize you guys did this, or I didn't realize you did that, and it's like, well, we do have options out there for you. So with any questions, financing, closing, listings, buying, I mean, it doesn't hurt to reach out and just get a neutral position on the real estate market.
Yeah, and that's something that, like Tim alluded to, one of the things that we feel is good about that is it gives us different options to talk to people about and kind of fit where they're at with what we can offer. And so versus trying to, tell them there's only one way to do something, we talk about there's different options, there's pros and cons to each. But then the challenge of that obviously becomes explaining that because it's not something that many other people, if any, really in the area offer that. And so we're trying to explain to them why we offer all these different options. And sometimes it's hard for them to kind of get their head wrapped around. And it's everybody, not just the general public. It can be people within the real estate industry, from lenders to appraisers to agents to whoever, trying to get them to understand all those different services.
Well, when you only offer one level of service, you really have to just take your position and say why yours is better and why you're the best and you need to be that choice. And when you're offering multiple levels of service and different situations, you're not really trying to say which one's better for, you or myself or the client. I mean, the client has to understand the process of all those choices and all those options. And ultimately it's their decision. It's their money, it's their property. They've got their path there they think they want to get to, whether that's the quickest sale or whether that's to get the most amount of money. What's your objective? What's your goals? We'll try to get a game plan for you and help you down that path. And as we all know, real estate changes, life changes. So you may need to bounce back and forth in some of this where you're going to try for a sale by owner. And you're like, this isn't for me. Things have changed or whatever. I need to get going. All right, we may put you in a different path. Or, I would love to try by owner, but that's not my style. I need to go this route. All right, great. Here's some real estate agents. We can get them on the MLS, get a little more exposure, get other agents working for you because we need to move this process along and start the game. So with us saying which route's better and, all that, it's hard to say until you actually talk and we get to feel for your story.
Yeah, because everyone's situation is going to be different. Everyone's comfortability with talking to someone, showing houses, whether they're here or they're being relocated, all those situations go into maybe what's the best option for you. So as always, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to us. We're going to do more videos like this, more Facebook Lives, just kind of talk about misconceptions a little bit this next couple of weeks, but then also just talking about ways that we can help you understand the real estate market, give you guys some knowledge and pass that along. And so as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at any time and hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.